Alrighty then, folks. Sorry for the delay. However, I'm here now, so we're going to get this stream started. Let's go ahead and pop over to the gaming corner. So I did notice that there was something in frame, unfortunately. So I did have to make some adjustments and also needed to change some stuff out with regards to what I actually had up in terms of my oh, in terms of the VODs. So the VODs will actually be available on YouTube. So if anyone is popping in and they wanted to see exactly what's going on, you can do the exclamation point YT to see my YouTube stuff. So, for example, if you wanted to see what was, hopefully is Streamlabs up? Hold on, let me actually sign into that because I think there might be something where it didn't actually happen. Hold on. Streamlabs, Cloudbot. Might need to sign back in. Alright, and okay. Just go to the dashboard, and let's see here. And we have Cloudbot. Commands do we have? Okay. Oh. I'm silly. Sorry about that, guys. So, YouTube. Unfortunately, I don't have enough subscribers, so it is going to be a little bit of crapshoot with finding me, unless you follow the link for me. So let me go ahead and adjust things down here, just so it's not drowning you out with my horrible singing voice. And let's go ahead and also, let's see here, we don't actually have that. Well, actually, let's see here. That's turned off, that's turned off. And let me add a command real quick. Chrome. And let's go ahead and copy my link. So, copy. There we go, there. I mean, honestly though, I am Trixie everywhere, so if you were following me and wanted to support in some manner, shape, or form, you can also do my throne. I think I've also got like a link tree, but you know, don't want to be like, oh guys, give me money, give me this, give me that, rather than just, hey guys, what's happening? So let's go ahead and flip over to the poll. Oh, looks like the ad went ahead and played while I was blathering, so at least there's that, right? Where it doesn't end up where you guys have all of that to worry about. Oh no, my Trixie cup's empty. I must have been a really thirsty hoe. So let's go ahead and pop over, pop back, right, and it, for some reason, this looks, right, and let's resize, okay, oh, I'm a dumb, I need to resize that, like, I mean, every time that I come in, but that's neither here nor there. Go ahead and adjust you guys to where I can see you. And I can still sort of see myself, just so I know whether or not something's wrong. Let me also say, let me adjust this slightly, just because I don't want to be that. So, watching YouTube Shorts and YouTube all together. Let's see here. Delete that. Up in photos, and let's see here. All right, so sorry about the delay, folks. However, as you can see, I am wearing my MoeFlavor gear. I also decided to wear my funky heelless heels. So, you look at those, they don't actually have a heel on them. So, pray for me and hope that I don't die. However, let me adjust that. Make sure that that's that, okay. So, what's happening, everyone? Welcome to the stream. If anyone is new here, I am Pole Trixie, certified pole instructor, amateur cosplayer, and lifelong gamer. You'll see some combination of those throughout the streams. And here we are again in my MoeFlavor bikini, and also my crazy pleaser heels that don't actually have heels. So it's almost like I'm a little pony. Today, to sort of make up for things yesterday where I wasn't on stream, I'm going to be going for a couple hours, and hopefully we'll be able to have folks come in, hang out, and see what with the actual stream. So anyone that's here, welcome. Anyone that's coming in, I hope that you enjoy the stream. Right, so, and at some point I may, just for the sake of my own sanity as well as not dying, possibly take the heels off. And, oh my god, wiki feet. You'd be able to see those, maybe there, but also on my YouTube. And it looks like we've got, a couple of things going on the dashboard where it's not loading half of the stuff. Oh well. Huh. So that is really quite odd. Anyhow. Right. Let's keep that there, keep that there. And of course, as always, I forgot to warm up, so I'm just going to do a quick little joint and mobility warm up. Right. Whew. I may actually end up at my heels sooner than later. Mainly because, unfortunately, one of the side effects of heels, especially with the taller boots, you end up with a little bit more heat buildup. So I'm actually getting a little bit sweaty and I haven't even fully warmed up. Also, if anyone's coming in from the announcement on Twitch, where I said that I used Pancake and it was super effective, you guys can tell me. Was that effective? Whew. And yeah, unfortunately, your girl is already toasty. Whew. Also, it doesn't help the fact that to actually get these boots on, I have to take about 20 minutes to actually lace them up, wrap around the actual strap parts, and make sure that everything is good after zipping them all the way up, too. So it's like, oh hey, you're going to sweat until you die. Yet again. As always. But such is life as a sweaty gal. Whew. However, also the area that I live in is quite humid, so my actual locale means that my air conditioning dehumidifier unit ended up filling up, so I'm probably going to need to drain that out just so it'll be more effective and actually cool things down instead of just ending up circulating cooled air but not cold air. Oop, notification. What's going on? Oh. Oh. Alright, and I did find some of the equipment for my actual good mic, so I was able to adjust some of that stuff there. That and that. think given that it is a Monday night, even though it is the, even though it is Labor Day, because it is the end of the holiday weekend, a lot of people are probably already done with their partying and ready to go to sleep. So, all right. Yeah, for some reason my creator dashboard is not loading all of the modules properly. I have no idea what is going on with that. Anyhow, hopefully it's going to work for me and let me actually do stuff. Also, I don't know whether or not you guys have noticed, but there are now sound alerts that are available, and you can get different sound alerts when you're coming in, when you follow, when you subscribe, when you do all sorts of stuff. So if you're curious about that, there's sort of the panel for that. There's also the panel for other things, and let's go ahead and get back to the poll. But before we do that, let's go ahead and flip to something else music-wise. Music. I'm gonna go for a poppy kind of feel. Alright, and you guys, I'm not muted, so you guys can hear me. And the music is an audible level.
We taking off, I don't be fly. I got the sauce, you got the spice. Time ain't an issue with you, it's a virtue. Don't worry about anything, I'm right beside you this night. Comfort like memory, it's you and nobody else.
Hello, Faust. Being a little gremlin as usual, I see. So, I don't know whether or not you've actually seen it officially. However, I do have my little Toneberry friend, representative of you. I do need to actually make him a little hat and a scarf, just so he more closely embodies the Mega side of you. However, I have not actually gotten some material for it yet. But I will be getting that toward the end of the week, so I can actually start making stuff again. I mean, I've got a lot of spandex for making different pole outfits, however, I don't have much in terms of like actual material for making things like cloaks, hats, scarves, stuff like that. But thank you so much for hanging out, even if you are being a little gremlin in the corner. Hopefully you're not staying too late at your job, at your place of business, where you make all of the wonderful baked goods, it looks like. Because I do know that one time you were stuck there for like many hours after you were supposed to leave, so I hope that you are able to get away from there and have a nice relaxing night, and hopefully a nice, relaxing, cool-off session from the craziness that was Labor Day. If your business ended up picking up because of the holiday weekend. Right now I'm just kind of going through my mental catalog of moves and I'm like, okay, which move can I do here? Which one can I do there? Lifted plank passe, okay. Reverse lifted hood ornament. Right. Standard roundabout. Crossover. And stuff. Yeah, I definitely need to clean out that aircon unit and get the accumulated week and a half worth of moisture cleaned up, because the actual moisture level in the house has been like in the 60% range, but given the fact that I am in the southern areas of the US, it is kind of common for things to be very humid and sticky, so I would imagine that that is definitely playing into the whole, oh hey, your air conditioner that you were using is suddenly full. Last night it actually beeped at me. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, because I haven't had it long enough and wasn't running it long enough for it to like die on its own. Like nothing with the motor or anything like that. So I keep seeing on my screen because, or well, not my screen, but my set screen over here, at the bottom it actually says Elgato, and me being the wonderful lady of class that I am, I actually always read that as Ahegao. Then again, given the particular setting and also the general nature of my content, that totally tracks with where my brain actually goes when it comes to things like that. Of course I'm going to misread Elgato as Ahegao. Of course I am. Because I am a classy lady. Whew. And even though I was not able to get the emotes up quite yet, I do have them mapped out and basically blocked in on Photoshop, so I will be able to get those finished up and taken care of in a little bit. I mean, unless you guys wanted to view my screen and see me do stuff like that, but I think that the main draw and the appeal of me, at least, is the pole stuff. But let's get back to that. Since again, I just really wanted to go back and forth and check this and check that. Let's see here. What some stuff? There's the tuck and roll. I did that yesterday, or 2 days ago. Homewood. That. Let's see here. Basically, I need to learn how to do a lot of things left-handed because of the way that the space is built up. Because, I mean, if I am doing right-hand dominant moves, end up going here. see here. Let me actually look at the angles. Okay, that's actually somewhat doable. Oh, I was missing which one it actually was that was making all of the creaking sounds. Duh, silly me. Need to actually find my book of tricks. Oh, good heavens. So, wow. It is really going in there. Weird. Whoop. Very grip. Okay, so I am able to somewhat show the case that move, but not fully execute it in the way that obviously I would like to be able to. But such is the limitations of my current setup. So I really need to get some extra padding for that stuff. Maybe I can just take it off of my tum-tum. Do that.
Hello there.
Oh, we have some new people. Thank you so much for the follow. Lucas Schuber, 2K, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the poll fam. Hope you become a regular. You'll be building up your pleaser points, and once you've built up enough, you can actually request different level moves that I'm able to show off. Since I am a certified pole instructor, I can give a breakdown of the actual moves, but I can also just perform them just to demonstrate what they look like. Obviously, if you're not in a studio setting, you don't want to be trying these moves out without proper instruction, and unfortunately, since I'm not able to be there to spot you. Hello! And yes, as you guys can tell, I do have the sound set up. Hopefully that is not too distracting. And that's Shiraki. Thank you so much for the follow.
Hello there.
Hello there. Thank you for the follow. XSN122, thank you so much. And sorry, but unfortunately the follows don't pop up in my visible screen where I'm able to see what you're saying, but it is over there. Woo. All right, so stretch. All right, let me go ahead. Stretch. And there. Woo. Thank you so much for the stretch. and a level 1. So let me think of a good one for you. Let me go ahead and I believe this is a level 1. I'm not quite sure. No, typically your feet are going to be planted for most of the level 1 moves. You get a mermaid spin. Thank you. Also consider using bits. You can also get moves that way as well. And for Sharok, let me think of a good level 1 move for you, one that's slightly different. And let's go for just a standard martini. There we go there. Whew. Also, forgive me, folks, but my depth perception absolutely sucks, and I am blind as a bat to begin with. So, you may see me misjudge a grip if I'm moving around a lot. And you may also see me kind of tighten up or tense up, but that's because I don't quite know whether or not I can do a full extension without destroying my actual surroundings, because I've got lots of lights set up. Hello, Luan. Welcome. Get a front hook. Welcome back to the madness. Sorry that I wasn't here yesterday, folks. I was quite a bit full of all of the food that I had during a family gathering for Labor Day. So I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna come on after hanging out with them, and I was all set up, and then I'm like, oh, I've got the itis. I'm gonna go to sleep now. So I ended up, unfortunately, zonking out after that. So I was like, I'm full, I'm toasty, and I'm going to take a sleep. So I did. See here. Let me do some conditioning just because. Thank you, Luan. Thank you. But I think that one of the people that I may have majorly disappointed from me not showing up yesterday was Mr. Archmagus Faust. I am sorry, little Toneberry friend. Please don't come after me, Mr. Ghostface. So let me do a little bit of conditioning work as well. Just because it's been a while since I've actually done that, and Lord only knows that it's been even longer since I've tried conditioning on the left side. So the left always feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. But there are some moves that I'm able to do more readily on the left than the right, so I don't know. And we may actually be coming... No, wait. We're actually coming back from an ad break. Now, real quick, gonna need to take a quick moment away from the camera. I am horribly thirsty, and I forgot to fill up my Trixie cup. So I will be right back, folks.
black dress don't 신선하게 원옥주 홍대 춤춰 죽을 같이 I know your friends 해 불러 올래 어수 많은데 it's time Little black dress 좀 신선하게 원옥주 홍대 춤춰 죽을 같이 I know your friends 해 불러 올래 어수 많은데 it's time Yeah hey 클럽 안에서 원원하는 급식 ladies with the black G만 들어봐 여자들을 좋아하는 style you know filthy 우리 더러워질 거니까 yeah You got time 여기 자리 비워한질래 High heels crop top 조금 가깝게 Got time call your friends 친구 데리고 와 대표한 the king understand lil ma 너나 몰라 내 말 들어봐 I got my crew got my squad 우리 들어가 I know a girl 너가 저건 좋아하나 봐 Baby 1, 2 step skip time 타나가 You can call me king 사진처럼 picture perfect hopping at the bench 미안하지만 좀 서 있어도 she a 10 조금만이라도 여기 있어줄래 오빠 착각 공연하고 we can kick it back Little black dress 좀 신선하게 원옥주 홍대 춤춰 죽을 같이 I know your friends 해 불러 올래 어수 많은데 it's time Little black dress 좀 신선하게 원옥주 홍대 춤춰 죽을 같이 I know your friends 해 불러 올래 어수 많은데 it's time Party 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 I like my girls real thick from the waist down 예민하게 사과하지 않으세요 what I 원하는 맛이 여자 한 명뿐이라면 너무 재미없어
Hello again. So I'm back. Sorry about that. Again, I am a mighty thirsty hoe, so I am sorry about that. Got my phone, did not destroy it. Thank you, Luan. Thank you so much, Luan. Thank you. Let me go ahead and give that a like. And because of the tendency for some outfits to shift on me, I am wearing double, triple protection just so we don't end up going against TOS. Whew. What was that? I saw something that I was like, oh hey, that's cool. Oh wait, no. They moved everything around on X, formerly Twitter. Okay, so... Nothing come close to my baby. You've been through a lot, hate to see you down, yeah. Only thing that matters is we got now. So your attitude, they be bossy. Feeling like the basketball pulling back. And I finally grabbed my pull rag. So I'm able to actually clean all of my yucky, sticky hand stuff off of the pole periodically, so I can then do one-handed pole moves without worrying about flipping, sliding, and dying. So we did conditioning for that. Aw, thank you! Thank you so much. And hopefully, I know everyone wants to be comfortable in their own body, but me personally, I would prefer if I looked a little bit better, more presentable. So I appreciate that you like what you see right now, but hopefully, as my streams carry on, I'll be looking a little bit trimmer and a little bit tighter in some of the areas that I would like to. Does not always meet everyone's aesthetic, but it is my personal goal to just be healthier in general. So less snacking, more polling, and more hydration. Woo! Yes, I am very glad to have my safeguards in place because I know moves like that would probably end up with things going places, and we don't want things to go places and do things. Yay, thank you, Luan. So, a lot of pole is about a combination of strength and flexibility, but also it's very much so a pain tolerance kind of thing. So, you can end up where you're in a pose where you're sticking to the pole with your skin. Again, that's sort of the strength mixed with flexibility, because if you're not at the right angle with the flexibility, you're going to inevitably fall off. You're also, if you're not strong enough, even if you have the flexibility, you're going to fall off. But from a pain tolerance perspective, you also need to be basically just used to the inconvenience and the discomfort of some of the poses, just because that's how you stick to the pole. Whew. For example, that one is very much so in the armpit. It's also along the side and the back of the knee pit, as we call it. Whew. Oh god, don't... Like, I should probably train the hood ornament on both sides, shouldn't I? Yep. But Unfortunately, as an instructor, I do have to practice what I preach, and instead of, oh, you girls need to train both sides, and then me ending up like Quagmire in that one episode of Family Guy where he has the one arm that's like gigantic and the other one that's still normal sized, might as well embrace the suck and train, put ornament on my other side. Whew. I know. Not too many people actually remember or admit that they remember that part of Family Guy where Quagmire has that happen to him. He discovers the internet and he ends up with one arm. It's like, stick, normal size. And then the other arm ends up a little bit beefier from him discovering the internet. If anything, I'm a fan of visual aids. Normally, I'll also have a spray bottle with half alcohol and half water, because you don't want to strip off the actual metal, and if you have just water, it will end up where it's going to basically just rust the pole, and you're going to end up very sad that way. If you have just alcohol, it's going to strip any coatings off of the pole. Oh, Luan! So, do you have a preferred name that you would like to hear? Is Luan better, or do you want, like some other name? Okay. Oh. Whoop. Darn it, I was supposed to say your name, wasn't I? Let's see here. Whew. Hold on, let me think of a good pose. Ah. I think you'll enjoy the name of this move. Whoop. I'm very slippery today. I'm sorry about that. Hold on. Think of a different move. Oh, Luan. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Aw, thank you. All right, folks. I pushed the wrong button. I'm sorry, guys. There we go. Whew. All right. Oh, now that I have the front light, you can actually see the Trixie cup. There's my Trixie cup. And yeah, I absolutely need to check on the reservoir on that AC unit because it is set low, it is set to auto, it is set to cold, and it is not beating the heat. Let me put it on blizzard mode and let's see if we end up with SA accusation. I mean, wrong type of blizzard. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, so blizzard mode does seem to be doing something for it. All right. Go there. And thank you, Luan. I actually had it custom made. I chose the colors and ended up getting it. And you might not be able to see it because it is set to have sort of a green screen effect, so it might actually go a little bit see-through because of the green in it. Think maybe? I don't know. But yeah, had that custom made for me. We have a lady that used to go to the studio. I don't know what actually happened to her, but I do know that she kind of took time off and away from the studio, so I don't know whether or not I'll be able to commission any more pieces from her. Also because I thought that it was a cute and clever phrase, I ended up getting a little tumbler, and you're not able to see it, but on the front of it, it actually says whiskey business. So sort of like risky business, and I just thought that it would be cute to have a little tumbler that actually said that. And also I like the sort of amber and gold effect for a whiskey tumbler. I don't actually drink, so mostly I just use it for other beverages, but that is my other custom piece that I had made by JC. I was going to, at some point, actually get a custom hydro flask that said something like Trixie's Pole Juice. Unfortunately, kind of lost track of JC, so unfortunately well, I mean, I could probably reach out to her on social media, but yeah. And holy crow, I am hot. Hot I am. And maybe not necessarily in an attractive way for some people, because I do know everyone has different tastes and all of that. Temperature-wise, my body is burning up right now. Whew, I am a toasty hoe. It is. Custom stuff is always fun to have. Whew. Minor adjustment there. Whew. So I load up my Camelback with water and ice, and it serves two purposes. One, I'm always hydrated, and two, it actually helps out because of, temperature-wise.
Hello there.
Hello, hello. Sweet Cocaina, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Poll Hub. Welcome, Sweet Cocaine. Not going to actually pronounce your name as I would infer that you wanted it actually pronounced, mainly because reference of that is not something that I have a warning set up for. But welcome, welcome. I am Pole Trixie, certified pole instructor, amateur cosplayer, and lifelong gamer. You will see some kind of combination of those three throughout the streams, so I hope that you enjoy your stay. It does mean that I do demonstrate moves. I also am able to show off and break down moves if you're ever in a studio environment that you wanted to try things out at in a safe and monitored manner, because unfortunately, while I can teach you the moves, I can't spot you, so I don't know whether or not you'll end up injured or not. So I'll break down and demonstrate the moves, but I'm not necessarily going to say, oh, find a street sign somewhere and go ahead and try this move, or, oh, you're in a public transit area with subways and they have the poles. I'm not recommending that anyone try these moves on those actual poles, because sometimes there are even signs on the subways that say, do not pole dance on the poles. Because there are some moves that you can actually do that you'd be able to try out on the subways, but it wouldn't always be good for everyone, because you've got legs flailing, arms flailing, and people all over the place. Oh, and it looks like we have a quick ad break coming up. It is built in and automated. I will try to not get involved with any stories or breakdowns of moves while we have the ads playing, but if I do get caught up and am blathering on about something during any of the ads, consider subscribing or using Twitch Turbo to bypass the ads so you can continue hearing me go on and on and on about some of the moves, pole, or just life in general. But yes, we'll be able to resume this in a few minutes. Whew. Stretching out my old woman body. Whew. said pop. I didn't say easy listening. What the heck, epidemic? Aw, thanks, Luan. Like I said, everyone has their different aesthetic preferences, so... Oh, yeah. Also, you never want to stretch cold muscles, so just me dancing around and doing stuff like that was helping get things kind of in line and limbered up and warm, because if you actually stretch when you're not warmed up, it's going to potentially lead to injured, pulled, snapped, or stretched out, like not in a good way stretched out muscles. All right. So, let's see here. What do we have going on in the world of that? So, nothing there. What's that? Hello, Carly! Welcome, welcome! I am back. And I have a little bit nicer of a setup in terms of gear and equipment, so I'm able to quickly switch things over. Aww. Thank you, Carly. Thank you, thank you. Guys, this is my wonderful, wonderful mod. I have several mods, actually, but this is one of them. She is the lovely Queen Kulzer. She is the Pickle Queen, Tequila Queen, and also she is the Queen of the Fur Fam. So let me go ahead and... Doo-doo-doo. I don't know whether or not you have been streaming lately, Miss Carly. However, there's a quick shout out there. I know, it's been a while, and you're welcome. I don't mind shouting you out at all. You are a lovely moderator that helps not only keep chat in line, but you help keep me in line, and that's going to be the most important thing because, yeah, I am an unruly, thirsty, crazy, crazy, crazy hoe. But welcome! That's okay, Carly. I remember you toying with the idea of possibly doing a podcast, mainly because the video streaming or the streaming with game content because of your internet connection was limiting you in terms of what content you could create. But if you ended up doing a podcast, that would be absolutely wonderful. I don't know in terms of bandwidth what that would all entail or take up, but I would absolutely check things out if you were to do that. That really is ironic. So yes, I do remember you saying that the internet was limiting what you were able to see, what you were able to stream. So I do know that you had been toying with the idea of possibly doing a podcast. I didn't realize that the ads were going to play over me while I was talking to you. But I know that you were toying with that idea because of the limited ability from said bad internet was. But you absolutely could, and I would absolutely support you and follow you on that platform, or whichever podcast format or platform you ended up doing. But hello, I'm so glad that you're back. Or I'm so glad that you're here, and yes, I am back. As I'm sure you can tell, the hair is not just a style preference. It is generally my state of mind and state of being in terms of being sort of the slightly vapid airhead. And yes, Carly, this is Luan, one of our new followers, and they are a lovely, lovely individual who I enjoy hanging out with. We also have lurking in the shadows like a little gremlin, the Archmagus Faust, a wonderful baker, and Toneberry, who is, like I said, hanging out in the background like a little adorable gremlin. So if you ever end up lurking, even if you're not going to lurk, Carly, go ahead and do !lurk, and you'll see what the little gremlin references. I don't know where I saw that, or if I just came up with it on my own, but like someone said something. But yes, now Carly is being a little gremlin in the corner. Hello. But again, you don't have to lurk that way, but if you ever do, we are going to say, oh, they're hanging out like a little gremlin. I think someone had said, like, so-and-so is in the corner when they had, like, a lurk announcement, but because of that, I was like, oh, I need to call you guys little gremlins. Hello, hello, sweet cocaine. And Carly, if you ever end up coming back and doing like a podcast format or anything like that, or just streaming in general, you could, for your lurk, you could do like so-and-so is like a little kitty in a corner, kitty in a box, or pupper in a box, or something. I don't know, something fur fam related. And yes, I mean, I could say that you guys are my adorable little boogeymen. That though is actually referencing from a an anime abridged series where someone said, "You refuse to live in my closet like an adorable little boogeyman," referencing someone where they wanted to hang out more often, but then it was apparent that one of them wanted to have the other one hang out there. Honestly, you really don't need to have any talent. Mainly just work on sort of finding your niche. That would be one of the things to really recommend. Obviously, since there's the whole pool, hot tub meta, I'm kind of piggybacking on that, but it's also because if I didn't have the level of like skin coverage that I do, I wouldn't be able to do some of the moves that I am able to do. I mean, you honestly don't even need like a fancy camera or even a fancy microphone setup. Some people even start streaming from like their phones. So if you wanted to do that, that's absolutely something that you can do, sweet. Yes. Carly, if I were being genuine and I were being completely upfront and honest, my voice would be a lot deeper. And I don't really think that too many people want to hear that coming from a cute individual. But yes, having a level of being genuine is actually very important. Um, I know. I think it's really kind of funny because it's like, oh, hey, Trixie, your voice is way up here. It's way up here. It's way up here. How low can you go? You guys really don't want to know how far down the scale I can actually get, because, I mean, could I... Huh. I wonder, could I do sort of a weird corpse husband kind of, talk with, streaming? Possibly. Oh, absolutely. So if you're a gamer, sweet, you can do gaming stuff. If you're a creator, just find a creative outlet to express yourself in. Honestly, because I also do cosplay stuff, eventually I may end up having a sort of sewing session with you guys, peeking over my shoulder while I sew stuff up for a cosplay. But yeah, absolutely. Whatever means you're able to use, go ahead and do that. Just do what you enjoy doing, because honestly, the one thing that I would say most likely ends up keeping people from either coming back or enjoying it is if they're doing something that they don't particularly like, not necessarily that they're good at. I mean, I'm mediocre at best at pole, so I'm able to kind of, but because I enjoy it so much, I can do it hours on hours on hours on end. And I mean, I'm not big. I don't make anything at all, really, aside from like maybe like 20-30 cents from ads and occasional bits and occasional subscriptions. But because I enjoy doing this, I honestly don't mind getting on for a couple hours, dancing around, shaking my buns, hanging out, saying, "Woo, hello." But yeah, just really find something that you enjoy doing and you don't mind people, watching you. A little bit here and there. Honestly, if you can't tell, Carly, I haven't been to the studio in a hot minute. I've been going to classes every so often, but as you can tell, I haven't been doing my rigorous training. So really, streaming here is me just getting back into the whole swing of things, so to say. And if I'm streaming for about 3-4 hours daily for the next 90 days, I should be in a much better place, strength, flexibility, and sticky-wise. So then I'd be able to actually pick back up some classes and maybe even come up with a few ideas of my own along the way of things to actually specialize in and teach. But again, to really hammer home the fact that it's all an illusion. But yes, a while back I actually was teaching to a certain extent. I would pick up classes and cover at least some of them. Exactly. I know that it's an old cliche term that's probably more associated with a boomer mentality, because honestly, the people that I've heard it from the most are literal boomers. My father was born in 1950, so he was literally a baby boomer. His dad actually served in World War II, and because of that, and because of him being a boomer, it could be a different mentality. However, I will say that it did kind of hammer home a specific point of, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And he definitely demonstrated that by being a pilot. He always wanted to be a pilot. And my dad actually did that. So because of that, and because of that mentality, I mean, this obviously isn't paying any bills, at least not for the time being, and that's perfectly okay. But yeah, that general mentality is why I do what I do, because it's like, you guys will occasionally give me money? Okay. I don't mind entertaining you guys, and I don't mind breaking the moves down, demonstrating them, and talking through some of them. So, as I'm sure Luan has heard multiple times, always make sure that when you're first learning, you're using your safety belt, and be aware of how much grip and how much rotation you're able to get out of the actual hand that's holding you up. But yeah. Yep, my dad was pilot in the Coast Guard for quite a few years, like 20-something odd years, I want to say. Because he was born in 1950, he ended up, obviously retiring after 20-some odd year tour. So he did that, and then he began teaching. Not pilot, not flight stuff, but like actual collegiate teaching. So he did quite well at that. He's taken some time and retired from that as well. But he definitely remains active in various ways. Thanks to me being such a technology head, thanks to him actually. So I don't know if it's like the result of the millennial generation or not, but as a filthy millennial, I actually grew up watching my dad and older sisters play video games, so I'm actually used to being more of an audience member to video games than actually playing them all the time. But where was I going with that? Because of my love of video games, both playing, watching, and technology in general, I actually got my dad into virtual reality flight simulators, and he really enjoys being able to, as a 73-year-old man, be able to play, to be able to realistically simulate what it was like in all of those planes. He actually was a helicopter pilot, but obviously he did learn how to fly fixed wing. So he really enjoys being able to do that, and it's like a weird full circle of me learning from him, my love of technology, and then sort of paying it back to him in terms of him being able to enjoy that virtual reality flight simulator stuff. So also, I actually was the one that he was always a out of the box store, Circuit City, Best Buy, Curtis Mathis, buy a computer out of the box. And again, because of the weird sort of melding of times and whatnot, Okie dokie, Carly. Thank you, thank you. Yes, I am a filthy millennial. You take care, Carly. I really enjoyed seeing you and hanging out. I miss your face so much. Eat a pickle for me. And I'll eat about 3 pickles for you. Take care. And we have Daron and Amonpere Big Brother. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. But yes, Carly, you take it easy, and hopefully, now that I'm back, you'll eventually be back. Yes! The pickle police! Oh no! Oh my god, I really need to get some of that dried beef and pickles and cream cheese. I am totally going to get that Wednesday after stream, after I get my check at like 7 p.m. It auto drafts in. But I'm totally getting that dried beef, pickles, and cream cheese. I am going to enjoy the ever-living hell out of that, because lately, when I've been streaming, it's like, oh hey, Trixie, you've been moving for, 2 to 3 hours at a time. And yep. But I won't keep you up any longer. I just wanted to say that I am going to enjoy those pickle sacks, because that just sounds utterly lovely. And after stream, I'm always so hungry. So I'm going to enjoy my pickle sacks, thanks to you, Carly. Good night. Good night, Carly. Woo! And that move, the Superman kind of drop, always hurts. The Superman pose in general is a very, well, it's a different pain from the sits and from the other moves that you can end up getting into from the pole. But because mostly the sits pull down on your thigh this way, when you're in a Superman or a Titanic pose, it pulls this way. And when you're used to one pain, that's one thing. That pain, when it's in the other way, in the other direction, for the grip, whew, it is a whole different feeling. A whole new definition of pain. Also, I need to tighten up my pole. Pole maintenance. That is a... That's the 4, right? So unfortunately, because the stage pole is secondhand, I ended up getting it from a friend at the studio. Some of the pieces were unfortunately missing, and so I had to actually kind of fabricate some of my own to make them fit. But that's that. Now the pole is still in static mode, but it's a little bit tighter because there was a little bit of slip when I was getting into some of those moves, because the bolts were actually, the parts were actually backing out a little bit. All right. one of my friends actually commented on my post on Twitter. If you guys aren't following, go ahead and go hang out on my Twitter, or X as it's called, Poltrixie. I'm pretty much Poltrixie everywhere. But yeah, one of my friends actually ended up commenting and complimenting the crazy shoes that I was wearing at the beginning of the stream.
See you there biting your cherry lips, giving me a hint at an early exit. Can't believe, gotta pinch your cheek to know this isn't fantasy. Right, skip the chit chat cause that shit cheap. Doesn't matter either way cause I can hear a thing. Wanna get some air to breathe cause I can see you falling asleep. Your friends are drunk and the DJ keeps playing the same songs, and time isn't moving along. So would it be cool to say, do you wanna escape without ending the night? We could drive through all of the city lights, or we could find a two-song place, just you and I. That'd be nice. Do you want to escape with me? Oh, oh, oh. Do you want to escape with me? Escape with me.
So if anyone missed the tweet earlier, if you want to see what crazy boots I was actually wearing at the start of the stream, thigh-high, heelless heels. And yes, I was doing a few moves and dancing a little bit in those. They are the equivalent of 8-inch heel height, which, for reference, is the heels themselves are 8 inches tall. So from the stiletto all the way to the base, it is that. And also, if I'm ever breaking down pole-related stuff, the stiletto, toe box, and some people call the stiletto the claw. You can get them in various heel heights. Thank you, Luan. Thank you. But yes, the normal heeled heels come in various heel heights. You can have like basically from like pretty much flats all the way up to like 10, maybe 12 inches are some of the ones that I've seen. Most people aren't going to be dancing in the 10 to 12 range. That is primarily used for like show heels or modeling. But in I want to say the 7 to 8 range is about average. 9s are pushing it a little bit, but you can still dance in them fairly comfortably. These are 8s. A lot of the other heels that I have are 7s. The fun thing about heels is that the actual heel height difference is accounted for by the actual toe box. So in terms of the actual rise of the heel itself, because if you ever have had the fortune or misfortune, depending on your opinion, of wearing heels, if you're wearing a standard heel that does not have the additional toe box and you end up with a straight 6-inch heel, you'll know that the rise of the actual angle is very steep and very unforgiving on the feet. However, if you notice here, even though these are 8-inch heel height, the actual heel to toe difference is actually approximately 4 inches. So it's closer to 4 inches in terms of if you were wearing standard heels without the toe box in regard to the heel height ratio. But just because I want to throw on some heels for the sake of it, let me go ahead and grab my other one. I'm sure if you guys could actually see the the floor space where my actual of my actual studio, you would cry, because it is a bit of a mess. Yes, heels. Let me, where actually is my other heel? And up here? No, it did not. Did it end up here? No, it did not. Looking for my heel. Looking for my heel. Ah! Oh no. I can't find my other heel. That's annoying as heck. Again, thank you, Luan. I really... I actually don't mind wearing heels. It just is, again, because of the amount of leather, or in this case, pleather material that I was actually wearing, it ended up being a lot hotter. Than I originally intended. However, oh, and because I also have the the front light on, so you can see a little bit better. I'm sure that as a person of culture, Luan, as well as anyone else, if you know the font and you know the logo, you know. Let's see here. Alright. Nope. I missed an eye hole. Such is life. But I don't want to adjust any more. Whew. Hands are now slippy. Oh no. No. And Shane ZZ Elite, thank you so much for the follow. Also heels, because of the way the angle that they actually push things, make your booty look pretty good. Obviously not going to focus there because that is not the focus of the stream, and if it were the focus of the stream, I would end up getting banned and yada yada yada. Woo. And 5-time ban winner of 2021 through 2022. I don't want that to happen again. I've had to fight the mods and the Twitch gods so many times. Mainly because it's like, oh, hey, you want to be a trans creator? You can be a trans creator. You want to be a trans creator in pools? You can be a trans creator in pools. You want to teach pole dancing? You cannot teach pole dancing. But it says in the provisos, if it is educational, it is something that's permitted. Again, I fought 5 times to make sure that I ended up getting my account restored. It was a nightmare. So, rather than potentially have anything slip out, I am wearing double, triple protection instead of being at risk of having a focus on certain things. I am making sure that camera angles are different. Anyhow. There we go. And now that I actually have stilettos to rely on, I'm able to actually stand up without the risk of falling down. So while I can actually stand up unassisted in the heelless heels, I would not recommend it for too many people. Yes, a heel dance. Woo! Yep, normally it is 3 times and you are donezo, but 5 times. So the first 2 were completely accidental and nothing in terms of like illicit content, just people being trolls and wanting to take me down. The 3rd one was an actual wardrobe malfunction. That one, because the other ones were more of malicious intent, was a permanent that ended up being just a few months instead. The fourth one was one of the major ones where I had to fight for it, and it was a very weird exception that they had to make. And then the fifth one, whew, I basically had to go a solid year without a Twitch channel. So I wasn't doing streaming, and that's also like one of the major points where I ended up not doing too much in terms of going to the studio to actually work out. I didn't do streaming because, well, you can't really stream if you're not on the major premier streaming platform. So without that, I ended up losing a lot of drive and motivation, unfortunately. But after fighting so hard and so long to get it back and make sure that everything is kosher, whew, we are finally back after all of that. Yes. Woo. So anytime that anyone is fighting the system, I'm more than willing to go up to bat for them because, holy crow, it was terrible for me, but I was able to get back in, fortunately. And here we are. Whew. But yes, a lot of that was unfortunately due to honestly no fault of my own aside from that last one. That last one ended up being because I was being exceptionally lazy during stream, and rather than go to a BRB screen because I had to go all the way over, push the button, come all the way back to basically change an outfit. I ended up basically wearing a pole outfit underneath a cosplay and ended up, unfortunately, removing said cosplay to reveal the pole outfit, but ended up where it was considered to be suggestive content and ended up where they ended up construing it as intentional abuse of the goodwill that they had given me for a sort of provisional return to streaming, and then they ended up saying, oh yeah, no, you are gone, girl. That said, multiple wardrobe malfunctions, suggestive content focusing on particular parts of the body. Obviously, you're not going to find that here, but a lot of bigger streamers, unfortunately, are not going to be struck as hard as independent ones, and certainly fewer cisgender women are going to be assaulted in terms of the stringent adherence to the rules compared to a trans creator. So unfortunately, things just lined up against me in an unfortunate manner 5 times, but we are back, baby. But yes, I'm sorry for rambling like that. I really am grateful for the fans, for the platform, and for pretty much just the opportunity to be here to educate you guys in terms of the actual poll stuff. rather than me going rah 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 rant 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 and ending up sounding like a real Debbie Downer. Whew. Yes. Oh, fun story. So because heels come in various heights and whatnot, the harder heels to actually learn in are the ones that don't have as forgiving of heel to toe ratio. So the rise on a 8-inch heel is going to be actually less than 4, so it's closer to like 3.5. So it's almost like wearing 3-inch heels. Now the ratio on 6s are a lot worse. They're a lot steeper. So unfortunately, some people don't realize that, like Trixie back in 2014, who ended up wearing 6-inch heels, 6-inch pleasers rather, and basically wearing them as a bit of a gag during Halloween. And I ended up working in a grocery store that night, and I was stocking shelves. I was pulling freight off of a grocery truck, and I pulled an entire pallet of water, bottled water, like 48 cases of 24-pack water off of a truck using a pallet jack that was a manual pallet jack, not an automated one, in those 6-inch heels. So if you ever want to train heels, do that as well as walking in muddy, muddy turf, because both of those ways are ways to get so comfortable in heels that I'm like, huh, I could probably run in these things right now. Yep. I'm forever grateful that I was able to get things back, because it wasn't killing me, but I definitely wasn't enjoying myself as much without streaming as an outlet. Because as you can probably tell, I can talk for hours on end about absolutely nothing relevant or particular or groundbreaking or anything like that, as well as dance around in heels, dance around barefoot for hours on hours on hours on end. And yeah, I just really missed doing this. Now, obviously there are other platforms that I could have used. There are other platforms in terms of advertising, streaming, and other content that might be a little bit more appropriate. However, I was definitely more of a Twitch gal than an OF gal or an MV gal or a CB gal or MFC or anything like that. So, because of that, I am forever grateful that Twitch let me back in. Thank you, guys. All right, hold on. All right. Whew. And for all of the people kind of trickling in, thank you so much for hanging out and showing up. I am Trixie. certified pole instructor, amateur cosplayer, and lifelong gamer. You'll see some combination of the three here on the stream, so if you want to drop a follow, feel free. I am trying to work on streaming at least 30 days, or 30 times in 30 days. I missed just one session yesterday, but I am working on basically making up for that by doing an extra long stream today. So you'll be seeing a lot more of me in terms of duration, not a lot more of me in terms of attire, because that is for other platforms. But yes, I will be right back, folks. I'm going to take a quick bio break, wash my hands, as well as refill my Trixie cup. If you have a subscription, you're going to skip the ad. If you don't, but you have Twitch Turbo, you can skip the ad that way. However, you don't need to necessarily do that, because I am going to disappear for 3 minutes, so I can do a quick, like I said, bio break. I shall return shortly. But yeah, I will play an ad in the meantime. You can leave me up, you can take me down, you can do whatever you feel like. But I will be right back, guys.
This old habit's got a hold on me, won't let go of me. This old habit's got a grip on me, won't set me free, won't leave me be. I can't shake it, I can't break it, I can't get away from you, you pull me in. I can't shake it, I can't break it, I can't get away from you, you pull me in. Your sweet allure, it is too much for me. You got me on my knees. I know I should just walk away, but your hold on me won't give away. I can't shake it, I can't break it, I can't get away from you, you pull me in. I can't shake it, I can't break it, I can't get away from you, you pull me in. I can't shake it, I can't break it, I can't get away from you, you pull me in. I can't shake it, I can't break it, I can't get away from you, you pull me in. You pull me in. You pull me in. Perfect strangers, Just the two of us. 침묵 속에 대화 till the sundown. 말하지 않아도 만지지 않아도 알 수 있는 사람도 있구나. After all, we are
All right, guys, I am back. For anyone coming in, welcome, welcome. For anyone still here, such as Luan, Magus Faust, and anyone else who may still be here, welcome back. Or, well, blah, blah, blah. For anyone new, welcome. For anyone who's still here, thank you for sticking around. Obviously, again, the blonde isn't just a isn't a fashion choice. It is a way of life, and it is totally my mindset and head empty something something. And thank you, Luan. Yep, I am back. And I am almost falling over some of the stuff that is there on the ground. Because of course I am. Because, yeah, that is how things go. Where I am a bit clumsy, uncoordinated, and not wholly there. But I don't think you guys are here for my multiple degrees in rocket surgery. I don't have any degrees in rocket surgery. I'm sorry, guys. Your girl is not a physicist. Unfortunately, I don't know too much about rockets, so I'm not going to be too much help for good old Elon. But yes, one of my friends actually commented on my heelless heels, and I danced a little bit in my heeled heels. Had fun doing that. What? Hmm?
perfect strangers, just the two of us.
Ow. Catch. That is quite all right, Luan. Thank you, thank you. Anyone else mesmerized? Have I hypnotized anyone here? So, chat, as I presented in the question of the day, what is your favorite part of autumn? Is it the leaves? Is it the cooler weather? Is it the pumpkin spice lattes? I mean, as much as I joke about, basic bitches not having much taste in doing the pumpkin spice latte, I can understand their appreciation of it. And yes, the leaves changing is so pretty. And as they kind of wend their way down, 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 and fall. It's always nice seeing that too. My personal favorite part is it's really weird. Because I mean, it's probably not that great for like carbon footprint, but the smell of burning leaves, like when they not necessarily the campfire smell, but the distinct smell of leaves when they're sort of doing a burn down of the ones that have fallen. Oh wow, that's actually really cool. Now, as someone who grew up in or around beach towns, I definitely was more familiar with seeing photography classes go under the boardwalk or under the pier and get that exact same shot of the pier every single frigging year. And it would always be like, oh hey, let's look at this trip and let's look at this. So seeing fall weather and autumn leaves in a photography class or setting like that would be amazing compared to the same pier, same A-frame, the same straight down that I got used to seeing. And then not only was that a problem that I dealt with in high school when I first moved and was living down at an actual beach town, I ended up seeing that hung up in so many photography studios of like, oh hey, this is a demonstration of our work. This is that same freaking pier that everyone has a picture of whenever they visit. I'm like, oh, it's so artsy. It's like getting a picture of the Eiffel Tower at night at this point. It's like, come on guys, come up with something at least a little bit original. But yes, I'm sure that that was a real fun thing to do, and autumn leaves, amazing. Just really, really fun to see. Some people, like my friend that commented on my heels, she was like, I want I want s'mores. And I'm like, huh, that brings up a good question of like, what's everyone's favorite part of fall? Some people, do s'mores more during the summer, but since it would be more appropriate in my mind to have, hot roasted marshmallows and chocolate during the fall. But that's me. Whew. All right. Whew. Time consuming girl, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I am Poltrixie, certified pole instructor, amateur cosplayer, and lifelong gamer. Welcome to the Polecats. Woo! Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah. Nice temperature is always an advantage of fall. Absolutely. Woo. How about you, time consuming? Oh, time consuming and ow. I'm so sorry for saying your name incorrectly. Welcome, welcome. We have officially made it to Tuesday, the 5th. And yeah, I definitely agree that the temperature during the fall can be absolutely amazing. It's not too crazy hot and it's not too cold either. I mean, like if it's just a little bit just a little bit too cold during the night, it's perfectly okay because you can get all bundled up. But during the day, it's typically a nice temperature, at least where I am. How about anyone else that's coming into the stream? What's your favorite part of fall? Or autumn? Or if you are an Aussie or part of the Southern Hemisphere, what is your favorite part of the upcoming spring? Since technically right now it's winter and people on the Southern Hemisphere have the opposite seasons than people in the North. So tonight, after I get off of stream, folks, I am going to um, definitely tidy up the studio space, mainly because it is a bit of a mess. It's not terrible, it just is, there's definitely a lot more clutter than I would like, because while I can easily move from one area to another, it's not necessarily the best for that. Mainly because I can't get to my closet area for my cosplays all that easily, because there's a stand in the way, and I can't move that stand out of the way unless the books are put away. So, for a proper back hook, because it is one of the level 1 moves, usually you want to have, well, you always want to have your safety belt on for this one, mainly because you end up in what's called a strong arm grip, which is tucked into the armpit, and your outside hand is above the inside. I have tried to find a way to do a one-handed back hook, but it just hasn't turned out all that well. But start out with the safety belt on. It is an outside plant, so you're stepping with your outside foot. You're then turning and watching that inside foot. You end up here in your strong arm grip. You can lift up that inside leg, or that outside that becomes the inside leg, to hook onto the pole. So the way that that looks a bit faster is going to be safety belt on, inside plant. There we go. So that is a rough breakdown of one of the moves and one of the ways that I will sort of go over some of the moves during streams, just so you get to understand that pole dancing is not just about shaking, shimmying, twerking, body waves, and looking, provocative. There are different components that can be broken down so you can do it safely. And again, a lot of the purpose of me streaming, as much as I'm going to, is to help me stay motivated to get back into shape. Because if you guys try dancing around have been at it for 2.5 hours with only a few minute or so breaks in between, you end up doing a lot of cardio and also body weight resistance exercises. So because of that, you end up moving a lot and burning a lot of calories. Whew. I've been at it for quite some time. However, because I have been at it for about 2.5 hours, I may actually end up calling it for the evening. So let's go ahead and see who we can invade. Let's see here. All right. we are going to go invade Melody. So, one of the fun things that I found out just from observation is that Melody actually does poll as well. So, if you guys wanted to follow me and we can go invade Project Melody, we absolutely can. And it was lovely hanging out with you all. Thank you so much for the lurk, Faust. Thank you so much for the chat, Luan. And if anyone else is here, thank you so much for hanging out with me.
Give me 30 seconds. I believe in you more than I've believed in anything ever. Well, now it's a fight over that.
At least he didn't win, and that's all that matters.